Do you think you're a failure sometimes? Do you also think you're kind of a moron or a slacker? Do you want to see a feel-good and nostalgic movie about growing up, drifting in and out of friendship with your high school friends, and the simple joy and support of reconnecting? Last night I watched Kids Return, a 1 hour 43-minute coming-of-age and also not movie from 1996, written, directed, and edited by Takeshi Kitano. And while this is an incredibly important movie to me, both in terms of where I am today and where I grew up, I mentioned on my channel a little while ago that The Elephant Man reminded me so much of my experience of coming from a small-town high school in East Tennessee and then going off to a college in the Pacific Northwest. Basically, it was a massive culture shock and a new way of feeling alienated. Well, this movie, along with Napoleon Dynamite, is the closest thing I've seen to actually attending my high school. This movie is about two moron high schoolers, Shinji and Masaru. And I'm not being pejorative when I say that. Them being morons is literally the theme of the movie. But that word deserves a lot of exploration, I think. Because they're not like extremely bad people. They're kind of capable, but they have bad instincts and are kind of self-destructive and aimless in a way that's honestly extremely endearing. They're just kind of guys and they want to be dudes set against the backdrop of a school that's extremely isolating, an environment that's extremely isolating, and a larger society that is extremely isolating. So like, to me, what they really mean by moron is slacker. And everything in life is trying to force these slackers to grow up and be something that they don't want to be. Everyone wants them to be a grown-up, but like, why be a grown-up if your existence is just going to be yelled at by boxing trainers or Yakuza bosses or corporate bosses or clients or whatever? And so they internalize that lesson and try enjoying the career climbing, hardworking world in their own ways, but it doesn't work out. And, well, I love it. You think based on that description that this would be a hopeless movie, but it's not. I think it's almost like a radically political movie in our current context. There used to be a lot of cultural affection for slackers, it felt like. Stuff like Office Space, Clerks, Wayne's World, Dazed and Confused in the 90s, and going back to Eva Deloney in the 50s. Those movies recognized and even celebrated the idea of slacking or being a moron. Obviously, those movies aren't wholly saying that being a moron or slacker is unambiguously good or without problems or whatever, and neither is Kids Return. But something I think that's lost in movies today is the idea of just kind of being an aimless, non-conforming shithead loser. Like me. I don't know what all the reasons are. I am, after all, a moron myself. In a weird way, it feels like even slacker and non-conforming art culture has been kind of subsumed under grindset culture and the desire to get ahead and hustle and all that shit. You can't even be a slacker now, it feels like. You have to be like a hustle slacker. And so in movies too, it feels that like generally even the movies that portray people on the lower edges of society or as slacker types, those people kind of still end up winning and transforming their life too. Which is fine, you know, make whatever movie you want to make, but for me personally, this type of movie I just kind of love so much more because these kids are morons and they rightfully know that despite failing so much by the end of the movie as they try and fit in with normal society, well, life's just getting started and we're still making morons every day, and that's beautiful. So yeah, I loved it. This is a top 100 movie of all time for me. Incredibly important. And yeah, thanks for watching, and please like and follow, and here's to all my fellow morons out there.